Hello YouTube, today I'm going to show you guys how to make these custom SI wheels at home. Here are all the materials I used to get this project done. You're only going to need 1 gloss red paint, 1 gloss of white paint, and 600 grit of sandpaper. And sandpaper from Dollar Tree, it comes in a pack, and some cleaning materials, and of course parchment paper, and some rubbing alcohol, some white paper towels, and you're also going to need some blue painter's tape. You're also going to need a clear gloss spray paint can so you can add the final touch at the end. Last but not least, you're going to need a Cricut machine to be able to do the SI red logo, and if you don't have one, there is a way around it, and I will explain in the middle of the video. Alright guys, you're going to want to come inside a room or outside where you can clean the hubcaps. What you're gonna need for this next step, you're gonna need some rubbing alcohol, some sanding paper, and a sponge, a wet rag, and a dry rag to dry everything off, and some paper towels. Okay, so I would suggest starting off with if you did get the Dollar Tree one, I'll suggest starting at 240, but you can also start off with a 300. And you don't want to go over 600 grit because that would mess up the hubcap. And you also want to sand it down while it's wet. Before this video, I actually cleaned the hubcap. They're pretty clean. Even the back's pretty clean. But I'm gonna show you the easy method on how to not get so greasy fingers, especially if there's a lot of grease in the back. I'll show you guys how to clean it. So the best method I prefer to clean the hubcaps, I'll suggest to just clean the top right here. Don't clean inside the hubcap because either way that's gonna get dirty. But I'll suggest if you're gonna paint them, just so you can have grip and you won't be putting grease on top of the hubcap, and you won't be putting grease on the paint. You want to clean this sides right here, all this sides right here. You want to wet the rag, of course. You want to wet it, and I'll suggest getting a dark rag because you can reuse it and it just takes out the black stains much easier. Because I tried using a white rag and a color rag, and it's just not the best solution to take out the grease and the debris and dirt off this. Alright, once you're done cleaning, you want to dry off the hubcap. And it's okay if you have scratches. As you can see, mine has some dings and some scratches. But you won't need Bondo as long as you don't have a sharp scratch in there like this. The sand will definitely get it off, the sandpaper. Alright. Now that it's dry, you wanted to wet it again a little bit so you can start sanding it down. I'm starting off with the 100 grit. I'm only starting off with the 100 grit because I ran out. But I'm gonna be here for a while. Remember, you want to sand it down when it's wet. I'm only sanding it down so the paint could catch something to grip on. Don't forget these holes inside too. Okay, so you know you're done sanding everything down with under 600 grit. Whenever you touch it and everything's all sand down, you touch nothing but sand. So once you do that, once you got that done, you want to take out the 600 grit that I got from Walmart for about $5. And you want to wet it a little bit, surface, and start sanding in circles. Make sure to get the rough edges as well. As you can see, the paint's already coming off here. Once you're done sanding it down, you want to wet it, the surface again, to take all the sand out. And now you want to get your dry towel to dry it off. Once it's sort of dry, you want to take your paper towels your rubbing alcohol. And clean the surface with rubbing alcohol. This is the final step before painting. Alright, once you do that, you're ready for the next step, and what you're gonna need is the parchment paper and some tape. It's pretty simple. I'm gonna start off with one side, measure it out. Once you have the measurement, cut it. Get your tape ready. It's very simple. Measure it out to tape it all the way. Put the rest underneath it. Get your tape. Line it up as much as you can. I got it on there. Get as close as you can to the logo. Less paint, less red paint you gotta use. And make sure it's stick down. And rinse and repeat. Alright, once you're done wrapping it with the parchment paper, your wheel should look like this and you're ready to paint outside. You brought it outside. I'm gonna shake your can. Gloss. I'm gonna do this in the direct sunlight so it could dry faster. I'm gonna do 2 coats. Before spraying, spray off. Clean nozzle. And spray from a couple inches away. Well, that's the first pass. Do more on top. That's a good first pass. Now let this dry out here in the sun for about 2 minutes and then come back. Alright boys, once you're done spraying, painting everything down and letting everything dry, your hubcap should look exactly like this with the red emblem logo spray painted. To have the emblem painted inside, you're going to need a Cricut machine. I'm going to show you exactly how to get the file ready so you can put it on the machine in Cricut. For this next step, it's actually very easy. All you have to do is go on Google and type in Honda H logo and download the first PGN file that you see of the H logo and upload that on the Cricut Space Design. And once that uploads all you have to do is type in the length and width in the edit section so you can have the right measurements so you can fit the hubcap. And like I said, if you don't have a machine, you can always go on Facebook Marketplace and find people who print out decal stickers, which should be vinyl, and tell them how much will they charge for 4 small Honda logos, and send them the measurements just to see how much they would charge, which should be less than $20 hopefully. And that's how you should get your H Honda decal sticker for your hubcap. Now once your Cricut machine is done cutting everything, it should look something like this. All you gotta do is cut out the weed out the design that you don't want. Once you weed out the design that you got, and then just take this off. Now for this next step is really simple. Just grab the outline, match it up with it, and then just using like a little stencil, guide it with your hands, and just push it down with the Cricut machine tool. And don't press too hard because you can cut the vinyl. So do it gently until everything is smoothed out. Just keep going around until the bubbles release. And now I'm just weeding out the H logo that I'm gonna use. And then rinse and repeat. And now your hubcap is ready to be painted all white. Alright boys, looks like we're at the final step, and where you just gotta prep your workstation and where you're gonna spray, and shake your can. Shake it as much as you can. And this is going to be the first coat, so we're going to do it gently and lightly, and pay attention where the wind is blowing. If you have any wind blowing at the moment, first spray out and then continue to spray. This is the first coat, so it's going to be lightly. Make sure everything, the emblem and the vinyl, everything's on there. Alright, continue to spray now. Let that dry. Final coat. You want to do a lot of heavy pressing on the red now. As you can see, the red has already disappeared. And pro tip, you want to spray from a distance too if you don't want any droplets on your hubcaps, any paint drips on it. So you want to spray from a distance. If you spray too close, you're definitely going to get droplets. So that's a pro tip. Spray as far from a distance as you can, but not too far. And just let that dry. Once you're done spray painting, this should be the final results. And the last step is to just take off the emblem sticker that's in the logo. And for the final step, I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. Alright boys, for that final step, to get your hubcaps looking like this, like an SI wheel, all you gotta do now is just take off the vinyl sticker that's on the hubcap. That right there, boys, is how to make hubcaps at home.